What is up, everybody? It's Dub Did It coming at you live and direct with part 2 of Miss Sarita's story of her life on the streets and how things turned out. Also, I want to remind you guys to check out the merch on the Teespring. I got a new design coming out pretty soon. Make sure you like, subscribe, and sign up for that Patreon. And speaking of Patreon, I want to send a shout out to old Jeremy Dixon for signing up for the $1 Dub Did It Visitors Club. Appreciate you, man. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's get on with the show. Okay, so it's 2014. You get caught for possession. What was your sentence for that?
Sentence was 2 years probation. I did not comply with my probation, so I went and did 6 months, and then I got out, and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? I need money, so I went to dancing. Then my first day that I went dancing, I made about $500, so I went and bought me a quarter. From a quarter, I went to buy me a half ounce. From a half ounce to an ounce, and then I was pushing 3 ounces a day.
Yeah, it's a pretty fast come up. I mean,
but my first ounce, it took me 2 weeks to get rid of my first ounce because I didn't have very much clientele. So what I would do was give it to people at wholesale prices, and then I started getting more people like very quickly.
And just to recap, you're on probation while you're selling, correct?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I was on probation from 2014. I did 6 months. Got out in 2015. Then this is when I went and I was doing very well. I would go to the strip clubs and I would get rid of an ounce or two.
Dang it.
And then I'd go post up at my room and just be chilling, watching TV, and people just come knocking, getting their stuff and going, or some wanted to go sit there or chill with me or whatever, or draw portraits of me or do
portraits.
Yes, he's like, hey, if you give me a gram, I'll draw your picture. I'm like, well, it, okay, I don't have else to do.
No things to do together. That's funny as shit. So were you using also while you were selling?
No, I can't
at all.
No, I can't handle drugs.
So wait, so what made you stop using? Because earlier you told us that when you started dancing, you were
I was an addict. Yes, I had to stop because I ended up talking to trees and that wasn't even there.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it was pretty bad.
So that scared you out of using. Well, that's
I said, it, I'm just gonna start selling it. I ain't gonna touch it, and I'll be all right. And I was on point. I had everything. I had Lone Star cars, computers, cars, rentals, rings, anything I could ask for, I had, and I was so happy.
And that's good because a lot of dealers that I've run into, at least, all had their own vice. They all had their own addiction. I had my own addictions while I was a dealer, and it made dealing just a little bit more complicated because you end up slipping when you're messed up like that. So how long were you selling while you were on probation before you got popped again?
I popped again 2 years.
Okay, and how'd you get caught up that time?
That time, my sister, she was selling legal, and I had X and powder. I branched off very quickly, which is a big mistake. If you're gonna sell drugs, just stick with one thing and branch off slowly.
Or don't sell drugs at all.
Don't sell drugs at all. I mean, that's true. You don't want to go to prison for that. But still, I went to go and do a drop off, and again, I went right there by City Hall. I went and dropped off some stuff, but this time I was stupid, and I had grams on me.
And that'll up the felony right there. I usually less
and
than
I got a tampering charge.
For those who haven't seen my video on crime and punishment, less than a gram is usually a state jail felony punishable by up to 2 years. Over a gram to I think like 2.5 or maybe 3 is 0 to 5 years. 3 grams and up, I think that's a second degree felony, which is 2 to 20. So yeah, those grams do add up when it comes to sentencing. So you got caught with 3 grams, and what was your sentence after that?
They wanted to give me 10 years.
They wanted to give you 10 years? That's what they offered you?
They offered me 10 years. I had fabricating, tampering with evidence, and over 3 under
something or another. So So they wanted to give you 10 years.
10 years, yes.
So
Immediately I got bonded out. I was on probation at that time, but I left and I went to another state. I was still in Texas, but I went to another county.
Okay.
Another county.
Yeah.
So I got bonded out and I ran, right?
Jesus.
So, and I was still selling drugs over there. Well, everything was fine, and somebody snitched me out, and I got caught again.
Okay, so let's pause for a minute there. I want to point out the error in your thinking there. So, you said that everything was fine, but if you think about it, you were on the run from one county. Okay, so that's not fine. Then you go to another county, and you start the same thing up again. So, I mean, to me, in retrospect,
I wasn't very good at it,
don't you think that don't you think maybe it was, that way of thinking just wasn't working out for you?
It was just...
I'm not, trying to get, lecture you or anything like that, but I mean, for my audience, I'm trying to show that way of life just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I should have learned the first 2 times, but I didn't. I just was focused on making money, and I didn't give a fuck. I was addicted to money.
Okay, so you left to another county, you were selling there, and how did you end up getting caught up?
Well, I was doing good for a good year, and I don't know, I guess they started hating on me and somebody snitched me out.
Well, I mean, we can look at it like that, or maybe you got too comfortable, or maybe you slipped up somewhere along the line, or there's a lot of, and what I usually tell people is we never get arrested for anything smart. Something stupid, something small always leads to arrest.
I remember what happened.
Oh, okay, so let's hear it.
I remember.
Let's see if my theory is true, and I won't edit it either, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I was tired, and I had sold an ounce, and so I went to go rent a room at the Inn, and I had another room across the street at Inn. So the room for the Inn were for my prostitutes, and the room for my Inn, that was where I lay my head down. Well,
we're gonna. That I know a lot of people don't think that's a serious offense. The room.
My helpers were in the other room. Sorry,
so go ahead. So they were in the other room. You were tired. What happened? How did the police get you?
Well, the police caught me. I felt bad I had my Connect, and my Connect had this homeboy. So the homeboy didn't have a place to stay. I took him in. I said, look, I've been selling all week. I haven't gotten any sleep. Make yourself at home. I had a nice room with a big bed and then a couch that turned into a bed. I said, go ahead and sleep here. Help me post up. Help me sell this stuff. I need to get some sleep. I hadn't slept in a week. I was tired. So what I did, I took one of my diazepam pills and I knocked out. Well, he thought that I freaking overdosed on pills and called the cops.
At least he did that, though.
All my was gone. And then I was asleep.
What do you mean all your gone? Somebody got you?
He took my He took my stuff. I had the safe up there up in the bathroom.
So you opened your house to the guy and he robbed you?
Yeah. He robbed me and called the cops. That I overdosed. I woke up and I'm like, what the EMS and everybody around me. A scale in the damn drawer, and I let him weigh out something. I always weigh my shit out on a dollar bill, and the idiot weighed it plain on the scale, and the residue was on the scale. Jesus. That's what they busted me for.
So they got you for residue.
Underground.
Son of a gun.
So
what were they trying to? Okay, this is when you're already on probation in another county, right? Mm-hmm. So you came over here.
I went to jail. I got bonded out again quickly. Well, I came back to...
Well, we're going to edit the city out, but you went back to the original county.
I went back to my original county, and I met up with my sister. I met up with some big-time drug dealer, and I needed help to get back on my feet.
See, and again, I'm going to point this out again, ladies and gentlemen. She keeps doing the same thing, and again, I'm not trying to, you know, put her on blast or make her look stupid or anything like that. But again, I'm really trying to get the message across. As you can tell, this is a real life story. She keeps doing the same thing over and over again, and the consequences are the same. And that's just the way it's gonna work out for everybody, pretty much. You know, you try to sell dope, you're gonna end up in bad situations. And you get out of jail, you go do it again, it's going to happen again. This is living proof. But let's go ahead and let our beautiful guest finish your story. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I did it again. Yeah.
Oops,
so
I did it again.